Many years ago, when STF was renovating their mountain station, Sylarna, they had to call the police. Hidden in the walls, they found weapons, and nobody had a clue from where they came. The answer to this mystery is found in the mountains, and it involves the Second World War, Norwegian resistance movement, and a different picture of Swedish neutrality. And in this video, I uncovered this story by heading towards a hut with the codename Anna during the war that's today run by the Swedish Tourist Association under the name Unna Allakas. At that time, however, the activities by the hut, well, it was planning and executing sabotage missions against the occupiers, but also to perform reconnaissance missions and transporting of the goods, of the weapons and of the explosives into Norway. And the Norwegian resistance movement, well, that was kind of the main actor, but it was aided. It was aided by the US, the former CIA, and the UK, and in all secrecy the Swedish military. But they also relied on the help of the local community, of individuals, and especially from the Sápmi community, having the freedom to move between the borders without having been asked questions by the Germans. Well, that was key. And this happened actually not so long ago. Although it feels distant, there is still a generation alive that lived through this, although they becoming fewer and fewer rapidly. And as someone said, a Nobel Prize recipient, that the past is not dead, it's not even past. And I think that this is a good reminder also in these days. I will spend the night now at the tourist station. And this tourist station, it looked different at that time, but it was the headquarters of the Swedish Rangers, heading up here, guarding the border, also guarding the iron ore transportation. Frågan, men det är ingen lavinrisk på den där vägen. Det är Unna Allakas. Vad härligt att vara ute.
Ja, gött.
Det kändes som att där borta stod det 15 till Abu skulle jag, och de här 14, så det var en kort kilometer den där första. Det är skönt.
Ja, just det. Den kan vara lite upp och ner Kungsleden när det börjar. Har du kört förut här?
Jo, jag har gått
men
här.
det är lite upp och ner. Man kan köra en genväg där borta. Den är inte utmarkerad.
Nej, okej.
Men det är fint att köra.
Nästa gång ska jag testa den. Bra tips. Ha det så bra. But nice. Someone enjoyed, I think, descending from Njula. That is, if you haven't been to Abisko, there's Njula, it's the closest mountain. There's actually a telepheric lift up to it. And you also have the other hallmarks of Torneträsk and Sjöndjovagge, Lapporten. I think this will be a great day. was the god of the, in the Norse mythology, of the ravens. But I'm not going to lie, it looks a bit terrifying. It works out. I made it to Obiskojaure, and this is the first drop point on the way to Unna Allakas for the goods, for the explosive and weapons. And during the Second World War, Swedish soldiers were stationed in here. It was an installment just nearby to defend the border, because if the Germans would come, they would come from Unna Allakas, I'm going tomorrow, and from Norwegen. And the Germans, well, they did came. And I will share that story later tonight. So I'm out trying to find this bunker system. Well, I don't have high hopes to find it, and I will definitely not try to go into anything, but I just would like to know where they held out. So there is the cabin, Obiskojaure, and I came from over there today. I think I should be on top of it. Also, if you kind of try to guess, so where would you dig in to have a good overlook? Where would it make sense to construct a defense system? Well, up here you have very good view, but I will continue searching a little bit. Well, I did find something which I think confirms that I'm in the right place. Although I have to keep in mind that this is many years ago this was put in use. Here we have some kind of, there's some kind of opening here, but it's, I think it's well sealed off. Because I have, as I said, quite nice overlook. I actually think we're standing on top of an entrance or something. Look at this. This is definitely bunker. So in total there were 20 soldiers, Swedish soldiers, stationed here in Obiskojaure, and they would take turns in going out in the mountains to guard the border and the railway for the very important iron ore transportation. Also being a hub in the Sepals and Norwegian resistant logistic system. But the others would stay put here and be on lookout. They had machine guns, heavy machine guns. And then this is the other side. So this story is recounted in Albrigtsen's Operation Sepal, his book. And in November 1944, at midnight, Swedish soldiers, well, were mostly at the bunker where I just was, but two of them slept here. And by midnight they woke up because they heard boots. And they threw their guns because they didn't expect any visitors. This was out of the ordinary. And in come German soldiers. And då vi hörde att det kommit in i hallen slet Olle upp dörren och satte ljuset i ansiktet på dem. De blev tydligen överraskade över att plötsligt stå i full belysning och stirra in i 2 pistolmynningar. Jag iklädde mig min barskaste röst och viskade "Habt ihr Waffen?" Chefen för gänget tog fint och prydligt och lämnade ifrån sig sin pistolväska och 3 karbiner. Mein Gott och Donnerwetter. Med försök att förklara att nej, men de är ju i Norge. I Kungaurestugan. Men vi berättade för dem att de var 3,5 mil in i Sverige. And there is a second part, a red thread. Something happened a month after in December. And that story will continue at Unna Allakas. But for now, good night and see you tomorrow. It's a very nice morning. And on Biskoyara we have the symbol of the hut. And they make a really funny sound. So one over there as well. Unna Allakas. Good morning. Today is the next day to Unna Allakas on the adventure. Och idag har jag färdsällskap mot stugan. Yes. Det är mycket trevligt. Vad är det för märken du har på baksidan av ryggsäcken?
Det var fältjägarna sommarkvällmärk.
Ja, just det. Det var från lumpen.
Ja. I 5
Visst finns det en stuga till minne av?
Ja, det var då rätt många där fältjägarstugan.
Ja, fy.
Söder om området.
Just det, vid Ramenberget va?
Ja.
Mellan.
Det kommer fram i Ramenberget som det går från.
Ja.
Och det var en fältjägarstugan.
Ja, usch.
Det var ju storm nästan när den gick på hela fältjägarstugan.
Just det.
Då sa vi lite att nu ska vi prova vindsäcken.
Ja.
Men det var inte lätt när det är storm alltså.
Nej.
Vi fan så man klarar sig där så måste man nog bestämma sig tidigt för det. Att man ska gå och gräva ner sig lite grann.
Ja. Det här måste ju vara ett extremt svårt beslut. Om man ska gräva ner sig eller om man ska fortsätta till närmaste straftskydd eller stuga.
Ofta gör man en vänta för länge.
Ja.
För när det blåser så är det nästan omöjligt att få upp vindsäcken.
De där hade jag missat. De är ju flera stycken.
Ja, 4 tror jag det var.
Ja. Vilken silhuett. Det är lätt att missta för stenar.
Ja, jag kände igen silhuetten.
Ja. Kul. Sen fortsätter leden. Oj, vad härligt. Ja, Kerum.
Det där sättet. Leden upp till Alesjaure går bakom den här första pucken.
Just det.
Med en jäkla uppförsbacke från start. Sen finns det en sån här minnesplats som Dag Hammarskjöld.
Ja,
Sen går ju den leden bakom det här.
just det. Det känns väldigt fint att man hedrar Dag med att uppkalla den delen av Kungsleden efter honom och hans viktiga insats för freden.
Men han gick nog där några gånger, det tror jag. Trevlig tur skulle det kunna vara att åka rakt på den sidan. Om inte vi hinner annars kan vi göra det sen också. Ta den vägen istället.
Just det, så där borta är stugan.
Ja.
Kul att vara här.
Där bor vi.
Ja just det, originalstugan. Den är inte så stor.
Nej, 12 kvadrat.
Hur många var de som...
Många.
Ja.
Vi tycker det räcker att vara 2.
Ja.
Funkar inte för man går till vedbo.
Welcome to Unna Allakas. So the direction to Norway is 1 kilometer in that direction. And that is the original hut where the men, the Norwegian resistance, stayed. Couple of them, and in front of them they had machine guns position facing Norway. Also staying in a goatee, I think it's called, the Kåta, was some individuals from Sapni community, one of them Lasse Sari, and they used reindeers to smuggle goods into Norway when they were left off here. And the journey across the mountain, well, it was dangerous with the Gestapo guarding it, and you did not want to be caught. There's a mark in the window on the OSS, former CIA, recognizing what happened here.
Operation, eller vad står ordet för?
Office of Strategic Service, 1942-1945. And from that window, also a lot of refugees. They came over the mountain seeking shelter, and to aid their way finding their way here, they used a light signal in the window. The issue, however, was that the German soldiers stationed in Kunjärvi hut, the same hut where the Germans coming in the middle of the night to the Obiskojaure when they went the wrong way. Well, they mimicked this signal to lure the refugees there and to basically arrest them, interrogate them, and commit awful acts. And here is the way to that cabin. So what happened in December 1944, a month after the night visit, was that men, the soldiers in the Norwegian resistance movement, they went and they burned that cabin down. So when the Germans, after 8 to 10 hours march, came to their hut, it was no longer there, and the corpses were found in the spring from the Germans having soldiers having frozen to death. In the guest book at Unna Allakas from the 40s, we find, for example, a refugee written that God bless our good king, give him courage in danger, give him your peace, give him wise counsel, strengthen him in all his deeds, bind Gisling's foot and hand with strong bonds. Det måste ju vara typ truppotrull som jag såg. God morgon igen. Det är din kompis. Det blåser lite mer idag. Oj.
Risken är stor eller mycket stor i stora delar av södra och mellersta Sverige. Och även skogsbrändsrisken är stor i nordöstra Götaland, östra Svealand samt Gästrikland.
Warm good morning from a windier Unna Allakas. This is what the cabin used to look like during the war, and looks the same. It's the original. So I will head to Akershus today. It's a bit more windy. I'll just go down and say goodbye to the very kind couple that was here, and to Bert, who I made company with yesterday. It was super nice, a really friendly guy. So that's the plan. Let's head out. Norway that direction. Now back to Akershus. Oi! I don't know if you saw that, but there were plenty of white birds. Really cool. There's been some snow during the night, and I am the first to go. So, although I will have the wind in my back, this will be some, you see, not Formula 1 speed, but I have no stress. Now in spring, winter, mid-April, basically it's light outdoors from early in the morning to quite late. So. An important thing to know is that if you're out in the winter, you need a shovel and a wind sack and easy protection. And then other good information. Well, this is the winter trail, the red crosses, and they have 40 meters between them. So if the visibility is poor, then it can be good to try to estimate 40 meters so you don't wander off. Ja, även Tenixen. Hej! Kul att se er. Hallå. Jaha. Även med solglasögon.
Finkampen va? Du drog på som
fast. Saknas några norrmän också bara så man komplett. Ja. Hur är läget med er?
det rullar. En sån här dag kan man inte klaga.
Nej, fantastiskt.
Eller hur?
Du kom upp igår då till Unna här.
Ja,
Och Abisko Jaure första natten.
yes.
Och nu går du ner.
Och nu ska jag tillbaka till
till
Abisko.
Abisko, ja. Och sen nattåget.
Ja. Hur ser eran färdplan ut?
Ja,
Ja, det är efter Unna så är det alldeles Jaure.
Ja.
Sen vistas Nallo. Singi, Selka, Kev.
Fantastiskt.
Ja. Han rejtar liksom varje bastu.
ja, men jag första var ganska bra. Det var lite trångt, men
Det var ganska varmt.
Ja,
Så det var bra drag.
ja, bra drag var det, verkligen.
Ja, det är så bra.
Hej, hälsa.
Hej. Ja, men det ska jag.
Ja.
Good morning. Last day. Leaving Abisko Jaure behind. Going out on the lake. Heading to Abisko tourist station, where tourists have come for generations since they built the railway. Bye bye. So, I thought that I should take the time to talk about the skis I use, because these are quite unique to the Nordic countries. My model is Åsnes Amundsen, but there are several different ones, and it's a Norwegian brand. So on the continent, when you see people go ski touring or backcountry skiing, well, they mean the same. They use skis where you can fix the binding. So you go up and then you fix the boot and you ski down. You also have skiing boots. So the international people you meet here in Kungsleden in winter time, the ones that bring their own equipment, they have this one. And the pro of that is that you can, of course, then go downhill very easily. The thing that's so great with what us Nordic mean with backcountry skiing, which is different from ski touring, is that the boots, they are so comfortable compared to skiing boots. Although for ski touring, the skiing boot you can lock in place, skiing downhill, open when you go up. There's nothing in comparison to having a warm, regular, almost, boot on your feet. The skis are very easily to move around on the fjell, in the mountain, but you cannot lock them. And this one has steel edges. Det sounds so fun. Ripor. Many years ago, when STF was renovating their mountain station, Sylarna, they had to call the police. Hidden in the walls, they found weapons, and nobody had a clue from where they came. And this is only one of the evidence pointing towards what took place on the Swedish side of the border during the Second World War, hidden from the eye in top secrecy. So from Jämtland County up to the northernmost point of Sweden, we had these huts that were used by the Norwegian resistance movement, also with the support of Sápmi, but also Sweden. So I have two sides of the coin. Here on this railway we had selling iron ore to the Germans, and then we had the troop transportations of German soldiers on leave back and forth. But then we also have what's been quite unknown until recently, the huts, but also in the deep woods of Värmland. Sweden trained thousands of Norwegian and Danish refugees in combat if the day would come to retake the countries from Germany, from the Nazi. So I want to take the moment to thank Bernd, who made me company from Abiskojaure to Unna Allakas. It was a great company to have. Very nice guy, very helpful and friendly. And then the lovely couple at Unna Allakas that were hosts and invited me to dinner and joined their company. And yeah, it was really nice. So thanks a lot. And thank you very much for watching this video. In the next adventure, well, that I don't know what it will be, but in a future adventure, I have planned to visit one more Sepal base as part of a hike hidden in Västerbotten County, codename Cotton. So stay tuned for that and see you in the next video.